Palantir is really first up when it comes down to producing a centralized database, right? And it appears like Trump is trying to make up for lost time and get everyone into the book 1984 because I mean, and I mean he's using the guise of efficiency to do this, and he wants a private company uh, called Palantir to head this particular central database. Very interesting for a few reasons. One, Palantir is not a there is no Palantir does not care, right? It is firmly embedded in both the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. If you think that there's going to be some kind of Democratic response that swats down the idea of Palantir having data, it's not going to happen. I don't think we can really expect that, right? And the idea here is that this guy Peter Thiel and Alex Karp they started this organization, right? Peter Thiel is like framed as this like free speech absolutist, whatever, but I guess he's more Republican. He's the guy who's backing JD Vance, which, God, is so crazy to think. But the idea of also Alex Karp is actually, he helps, like, he's more into the Democrats, right? And and thank God that this guy Alex Karp can't stop running his mouth about what he wants Palantir to do, right? Because it genuinely looks like Alex hates people. He is bold on camera and on record for using AI to kill people, right? And I mean, when your toaster decides to take that fight between you and your partner as a threat that to be handled with lethal force, that's going to be the cost of doing business in a first world country, right? It's like these guys. It's hard to believe that they have the power that they have already, but it's an organization, right? So Palantir, there's been a lot of back and forth with them, especially when they were in their starting days between Palantir and the CIA. They had plenty of visits. Peter Thiel and Alex have plenty of visits with the CIA in terms of at their office on record, right? When, for those that don't know, I think it's important to really understand when CIA needs to do the Big Brother stuff, private industry is and has always been a go-to place to act without that pesky Congress oversight, right? Snowden actually worked for and was trained by the CIA, but officially he was employed by a private business. Okay? This idea of, mixing business and government, believe me when I say this is something that really it gets the CIA riled up in terms of what they can do, right? In terms of this particular situation, I think what's really crazy, a lot of influencers are falling on the sword of Palantir, right? And I've heard things like, oh, Peter Thiel isn't as big as a deal as we make him out to be, or like this guy Alex Jones, which, I mean, if you guys haven't heard of, he's like the most loud and vocal conspiracy theorist, maybe. I don't know, but he's actually saying on the record that Palantir is the small AI company that's going to help us defeat the deep state. I don't know if you guys really appreciate the time that we're in, right? Because we're able to sit back and watch a lot of these people sell out in real time, right? By no estimation is Peter Thiel understated. By absolutely no measure is Palantir the small AI underdog company, right? They're being used in this whole conflict with Israel and Palestine. This isn't some off the beat path AI company that's gonna come in and do the like uproot the deep state. I don't know what, but this guy, he fell on the sword for Palestine, or for Palantir, and that's pretty insane to me. And I think it's crazy in terms of like being able to watch people just completely sell themselves. And if you happen to be recording this particular message, I want you guys to delete it, because if Palantir comes across this video and they pay me enough, I will run ads for how friendly and convenient the centralized database is for the everyday citizen. This idea of where we're at now, Palantir particularly has this program that's really being used to collect the data, right? And they call this program the Foundry. For people who don't know, I've been working on this idea, this particular project that is also called the Foundry, and I've been working on it. I probably had it named well before them on record. We'll see. But the idea here is, I took this particular naming, this idea, as more of a sign, because I feel like that puts me on the right track. That's really just an indicator that I am on the right track, because I will openly say that my development will, my concept for development, it will not coexist with the Foundry that Palantir has designed. There is no way for the coexistence to take place. And it's important that we understand that a lot of us have hard lines, right? Because the U.S. in particular, I would say, has a tremendous Pisces problem, right? Now, and Pisces rules over a spectrum of things, right? Secrets, surveillance, lies, but also things like poor people, drug addictions, medicine in general, or the pharmaceutical company in general, the pharmaceutical drugs. They would all be ruled by Pisces, right? And the one thing that I think is really plays in opposition to help people understand what the spectrum that exists on the zodiac sign is, Pisces also represents spirituality. And this is a huge, I think, just putting the playfulness on the side for a second, I think this is a huge reason why this concept of a sermon is important. Because the temptations and the negative manifestations of Pisces really become a lot less appealing when you have a strong relationship with the world of the unseen.